All right. The new hits, 95.7, your home for commercial-free weekends. Hey, I'm JR with a very special studio guest, and I need y'all to get as loud as you can. Let's hear it for Gayle. Woo! Yes!
I don't know whether to clap or not. It
No?
feels weird.
You got to clap for yourself. Come on now.
Yeah.
Right?
There it is.
We're
yeah.
so hyped to have you here. I want to talk about the big concert tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your smash single, ABC. But first, I'm most excited to learn a little bit about you.
Oh.
You grew up in the great state of Texas?
I did. Tejas. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So what was it like growing up there?
Yeah, I'm originally from like Dallas, Texas, and it was pretty. I mean, it was a pretty like average childhood. You know, I went to elementary school. I actually started getting homeschooled in middle school, and that's when I started going back and forth to Nashville. I started going to Nashville at 10. Before then, I just was this kid that absolutely loved music and food, which Texas had a lot of. Like the things I miss the most about Texas are my friends, and then also food. Like,
Right.
The Tex-Mex in Texas is ridiculous, and like I love Nashville. It does not hold up.
Yeah.
Does not. Or I used to be so athletic when I was a kid, mainly because my siblings were athletic.
Were they?
Yeah. And so my brother's doing all the sports, and my mom was super athletic as a kid, so I was just put in like all of the sports ever. And I enjoyed it for a little bit until I was made to run one too many times. And I was like, you know what?
yeah.
I'm gonna do music.
Yeah. So you brought up Nashville a couple
Yes.
times there. Moved there when you were 10.
I started going back and forth when I was 10. I would
Okay.
go there once a month. I moved there when I was 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
So you moved with your family, of course.
Yes. It was my mom, my stepdad at the time, and then my brother and I.
Right. And I've actually spent my last 4 years there doing radio in
man.
Nashville. Incredible place.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. Super inspiring place. And you must have caught a lot of inspiration being in Music
Oh,
City.
yeah. There's something about like just driving into Nashville. Like I would always just feel so inspired. Like literally the second I knew we were in Nashville, there's just something about it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on crack. I've never done crack, but if I can imagine doing crack, that's what it would be like.
I got a feeling that's what it might be like too.
Yeah.
So crack aside, you brought up inspiration. Is in Nashville where you caught inspiration for ABC. What was?
Yeah.
Is this true? What I heard that you actually sat on the song for a year?
Mm-hmm. We sat on it for a year. Worked on the production. It didn't take too long to like finish the song. We never had to rewrite that. But yeah, we wrote this in Nashville. It was with my best friend Sarah Davis and another good friend of ours, Dave Pittenger. And we wrote the song in Dave's studio on guitar. And it literally just lived as a guitar demo for a year, all on our phones. And we tried to produce it out so many times.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was never going to come out. Like I had no clue if it was going to work.
What do you think
ever.
was so tough about making that record come to life?
I think so. For me, I wanted ABC to have the possibility of like being appreciated in like a pop space or even like an adult contemporary space, but even also possibly being loved by an alternative space as well.
Yes.
You know?
It totally is.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, I'm very excited and I'm very happy with everything that's like happened with the song. And it was one of those things where it was really hard to like find that combination because I feel like lyrically it can like people could view it as more of like an alternative, but then melodically it has like a poppiness to it, you know?
Definitely,
so it's like
yes.
trying to figure out the best combo between the two, and coming out with alternate versions also helped, just being like, okay, here's a version and then here's one that can like dig into more of like the grittiness and the messiness of the song that it originally had. But Pete Nappy really found like the best happy medium, especially like compared to all of the other producers. And they're talented
Right.
producers. It's just also hard when I have such a like clear vision in my brain, and then it's hard to like communicate it to somebody and then for it to be executed, because I'm very particular and I'm very stubborn. And so it's very hard sometimes to like just communicate what I want and actually have it be done in the way that I want it.
I feel you. Well, big congratulations on the song. First things first, because we love it. We're playing it hard over here at Hits. And there has been a long period of time recently where every other TikTok on my For You page was featuring ABC by Gayle. What was that whirlwind kind of like? And did that just like blindside you out of nowhere? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I remember I was on tour. I was on this tour with this band called Winnetka Bowling League. They're absolutely amazing. And I was looking at my TikTok and I was on the phone with my best friend who I wrote ABC with. ABC was out for, I don't remember the exact dates, but it was probably like 3 or 4 months. And it had around, I think, 3 million streams. And I was excited. Like I had a song out for a year before that, had 500,000 streams. So it was already like my best and highest streaming song already. And I was really excited. And I was looking under the videos that were made. on TikTok, and for me, it said 1,000 people had made videos to it. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And she's like, that's weird. For me, it says 5,000.
What?
And I was like, what? And for me, it said 1,000 videos were made under it for probably a month, like for a minute. And so I texted her the next day and I was like, what's it at? She's like, it's like 7,000. And I was like, that's weird. 2,000 videos were made.
Yeah. Then it starts to kind of
overnight. And I was like, no.
Yeah, there's no way, right?
And like, there's different types of like people, like, you know, there's different types of success to have on social media as well. Like, it could have capped out at 100,000 videos made under that audio, and I would have been so excited. The last thing I was thinking is that like 2 million videos would be made under this audio, you know, and that's only on TikTok too. I mean, I don't, you know, it's like weird talking about it because like I don't know, like I don't want to like be egotistical, or like I feel like if I accept it, then it's all gonna disappear, and that people's gonna be like, haha, I was just kidding, you thought, you know. But yeah, and I remember like I just texted my best friend the next day and I was like, what's it at? And she's like, it's at 10,000. And then I saw people in the captions being like, this trend made me blah blah blah, or this trend made, and I was like, excuse me, huh?
Yeah.
And then people just started putting their own like personalizations to the song, and kind of went from there.
You brought up ego. One of the cool things that I've heard you say in my research, Gayle, is that there's a difference between ego and egotistical.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Explain that to me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where we're all self-centered. Literally, like, we are the stars of
the main
our own
character,
universe.
right?
Like, we are our own main characters, and we should be. Like,
Yeah.
we should. I feel like, I don't know like why humans are on this planet or the goal of life is, but like I feel like, I mean, I don't think anybody really does, but I feel like some of it is like figuring out how to like handle yourself and be like a healthy human being,
right,
and like appreciate yourself while also being able to like be with other people and be helpful towards them and not be detrimental to yourself, because like there's a point where you can just give and give and give and give and give to people, and then you have nothing left for yourself, and then there's times where you can take and take and take and take, and then you realize you haven't given anybody anything,
right?
And so like in my head, like we all have an ego, like it's just like we all have brains, like it's just the way it is. It's just like how we use our egos and how we view people through our egos is, I feel like that's when it can get egotistical.
Very, very well said. I was really excited to ask you that one because I knew. Yeah. So from the For You page to radio play like crazy, right?
Crazy. No, it's insane.
What was that like for you to say all of a sudden you're having all this success on TikTok, which we all want that success. I do every day, right? Mm-hmm. And then I come into work and I'm talking up your song every hour.
Oh, crazy.
Right?
It's crazy. I mean, I remember the first time I heard the song on the radio, I was with my brother and my next door neighbor, shout out to Isabella, and my mom, and I made them like stop what they were doing and like get in the car for us to listen to it. And it was just such a like magical and really, I guess, like innocent moment too, because I had no clue it was going to go number one. I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about anything other than the fact that that song was just playing on the radio, and like it was weird because I was also like,
there's no way, right?
Or I was like, it's just in my car. Like somebody found a way for it to be on the like quote unquote radio. I literally made my friends stop what they're doing, go in their car, pull up the radio station just to make sure
this wasn't a
really
hoax.
be like, okay. And like when I listened to it like it was the first and last time I was ever gonna play, you know. And I really, really, and I filmed it so I could like never forget it, you know. And the last thing I really thought is that it would even like help the song more by posting that clip on TikTok, because I literally like, I never want to forget anything. Like I don't want to be when like 50 and being like, I wish I would have remembered the first time my song played on the radio, you know.
Well, now you have that forever.
Yeah, and I now get to have that little like moment of time with like my family and people I really like adore and love. And it was a really, really special moment. And I'm like very grateful to have been able to like experience that.
Absolutely. Well, again, congrats on the single. It's a smash. I'm talking it up every day. That leads me to your EP that you just dropped.
Oh, yes.
Right? And
yes.
Tell me a little bit about the name. A Study of the Human Experience, Volume 1.
Yes.
Amazing title, by the way.
Thank you.
How did that come about for you?
Oh, gosh. It was like, I was trying to think of EP names. I've been trying to like come out with an EP since I was like 14. So I've just been like thinking about it for a really long time. And I had so many alternate names for it. And I guess for me, you know, people are talking about an album and like the possibility of doing an album, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, but I want to be able to like possibly leave myself open to release the amount of songs of an album, but not doing an album. And so I thought doing like a volume 1 led something to maybe possibly do like a volume 2, or just kind of like have multiple bodies of work, but still be like separate, not be particularly an album. And we're all like experiencing the human experience together.
It's weird too, isn't it?
It's weird. Like, it's just weird. And like, it's different. It's so weird because we all, as like humans, our individual experiences are completely unique to us, you know, like my parents, nobody else has my parents, or nobody else has my brother, or like has lived in like my house on the same times and days that I have.
Yeah.
But then there's like general things that like my parents got divorced, like people have experienced that, yet my personal experience with it is completely unique to me at the same time. And so it was like, for me, it was kind of like the human experience that we're all living, and then my specifics inside that, but then also like general things that have happened to people, and just kind of like the in-between of like, this is something that I've personally experienced and is unique to me, but you've probably experienced this general feeling before too. And then you can like attach your own personal specifics to it as well.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear the EP live tomorrow night.
Oh my gosh.
Larimer Lounge here in Denver, the Mile High City. What kind of show can we expect from Gayle tomorrow night at Larimer Lounge?
Yeah, you can expect, it's definitely the goal. The goal is for it to be rockin'.
Yes.
I'm not going to particularly, I don't want to like, you know, we can argue about what makes a genre what left and right, but it's inspired by the alternative and rock genre, and specifically just like the women that were rocking before me.
Yes.
And then, yeah, there's definitely some like soul R&B influences there as well. And obviously some pop influences there as well, but it's messy. It's messy.
But messy is the best way to eat, so I'm sure it's the best way to.
And a lot of fun.
So again, Gayle at Larimer Lounge tomorrow night. Doors open at. Do we know exactly?
8 o'clock.
8 or before.
I'm so professional.
No, right? Yeah, me too. Yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by the Hits 95.7 studio. I really appreciate it. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Oh my gosh,
are there any final words for the Mile High City before you take the stage tomorrow night?
I hope you're having a good day, and sometimes it's annoying to be told to have a good day too, because things are hard and sometimes things can't be good.
Right.
So I hope you have a day and you got through that. And yeah, I appreciate you.
Awesome. Well, again, crowd, let's hear it again for Gayle. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
That was awesome.